Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are right now. Welcome to my channel. I'm Roxanne. I'm here to talk about getting a colonoscopy. For Black people, it is recommended that we start getting colonoscopies at 45 years of age. And I'm 47 years old right now. So I decided I need to get a colonoscopy. I should get a colonoscopy. There's nothing bothering me or anything, but I really wanted to just get it done and get it out of the way for the next 10 years. It's recommended that you do it every 10 years if everything comes back okay. They have to check for polyps to make sure you don't have colon cancer if those polyps turn into malignant cancerous tumors. So my colonoscopy is scheduled for tomorrow. I have to be at the facility by 5:45 a.m. At this time, it's set for 6:45 a.m. I will not be going under any kind of sedation. I will not be doing anesthesia of any form. It will be no sedation, meaning they're going to put the camera up and they're going to go through my colon while I will be feeling. Now, I've watched a few videos and where some did it with the sedation, others without. Many said that they would never do it again without sedation. Many were afraid to do it with the sedation, which is where I fall. I do not want to do it with sedation, and I don't like being out of it. I don't like not being aware of things. And to be honest, there is only one doctor that I actually trust to monitor me if I am sedated, and that is my OBGYN. He's been there through so many things and through so many surgeries, so many procedures, so many issues that I've had, and he's been my OBGYN for 20 years, and I don't trust anyone else. So with him not being the one, he's not a gastroenterologist, I will be going without sedation. So that doesn't make me brave, that just makes me someone who doesn't really trust others. Also, when I first saw the gastroenterologist and we were talking about the colonoscopy, and he was telling me about going on that he said you'd be getting propofol, the Michael Jackson drug. So that was not a good thing to say. I said that to him and he's like, well, it really is what everyone, ties to Michael Jackson, but not a good thing to say. And I told him that. Now I know there are no nerve endings in the colon, but the discomfort apparently starts on entry, and then possibly when the camera goes, farther and farther in or more into the colon, then if it's going through a curve, then you may feel some discomfort. But many people said they felt a lot of pain. Many people said they didn't feel any pain, just discomfort. And I've watched quite a few videos. Doctors who did it without sedation, doctors who did, regular people who didn't take any sedation, and regular people who did. So I'm going the no sedation route. And then in about, I believe, 11 minutes, I'll be taking 4 Dulcolax tablets to start, 5 milligrams each. 5 milligrams each of Dulcolax tablets to start, 4 of those. And that will be at 1 p.m. And then at 6 p.m. I will then start taking the mixture of Miralax and Gatorade that I was told to take. They were going to give me this clear prescribed liquid, but with all the surgeries that I've had, when I've had to drink it, it didn't work the way that it was supposed to. I was supposed to be letting things out from the bottom end, but instead it came up through my mouth. I was vomiting instead of pooping. So I ended up having to get suppositories. My doctor had me get suppositories. So I already told my gastroenterologist I would not be taking the prescribed drink, so he gave me these options with the Dulcolax, Miralax, and Gatorade. So at 1 p.m. after I take these 4 tablets, I'm going to go outside to walk which is what I do every day at 1 or a minute or two after 1 p.m. And I guess it will then get things started. I don't know how soon after. Some people said it takes about an hour. I guess we'll see. I guess I'll find out. I am quite close to my bathroom. I'm in my office right now. The bathroom is right through that door. The bathroom is through that door for the bedroom, and I take this, then I wait 5 hours to then start drinking the Gatorade Miralax mix, and I do that every 15 minutes and with 8 ounces, I believe. I have to double check the paper, and then I do that until midnight or until it's finished. I am not very good with having to drink in a rush. One thing that they recommended that I do, or whomever is doing this, is drink lots of fluid. So I'll have my water here with some iodized sea salt. I don't like drinking water continuously because I'm afraid of getting hyponatremia. So I have my water with my iodized sea salt, and I'll be moving from that to the to the Miralax Gatorade mix. I will try to keep recording as much as possible. I'll try to record as much as I can. I know there will be no camera tomorrow allowed inside the facility. My child will be going with me. They said that someone has to drive me home. I don't know if I'm still going to be, I guess probably gassy. They're going to be putting air inside to extend the stomach to make space for the camera. I'm not sure. But I'm not as anxious as I thought I would be, and I get very anxious. And I get anxious for a lot of things, but meditation has been helping. So, I will let you know how it works, or how everything worked out during this day. And there's no eating, so I haven't eaten since a little before 7 p.m. yesterday. I normally eat by no later than 4 p.m., but because I knew I wouldn't be eating today, and more than likely at least half of tomorrow, I ate a little later so that I wouldn't feel that hunger. But I do my intermittent fasting, so it probably won't bother me. More than likely will not bother me that I won't be eating for all of today and then a part of tomorrow, or even all of tomorrow, because I have done fasting for 2-3 days before. So I will let you know what happens. You'll see me take this in a few minutes, and best of luck to me, and best of luck to anyone else out there who is doing this as well, without sedation or with sedation. It's important to get checked. You know, Chadwick Boseman, since he died, never knew him, just liked him as an actor, and he became endearing to me when he was on SNL and did the Black Jeopardy skit. So I haven't read any articles about his death. I haven't read anything about him since he died. I just know it hit me really hard. I don't know why. He's a celebrity, and I normally don't really focus on celebrities or care too much, but for some reason Chadwick Boseman's death was a little, and is still a little, hard to deal with. I haven't seen any of his movies that were released after, and I had wanted to watch all of his movies because I liked him as an actor. But I'll be back once you'll see me take these on camera. And I don't like taking any kind of pills, medications, anything. Headaches, any kind of inflammatory issues, pain, nothing. I just don't like them. But I'll be back. Here goes. Oh, they're really tiny. Like tiny pills. These little pills are going to cause chaos in my tummy. I don't know if you can see them, but 4 little pills. That's the first part. So I'm now going to exercise. I'm going to walk, and hopefully it starts to move about. Hopefully hopefully it will start to work, and my bathroom is right there at the toilet, and I'm sure everything's going to be okay. So I'll see you a little bit later. And it's been 42 minutes since I took those little tablets, and nothing as yet. When I was walking outside, I started to get a little bit of a headache, but I'm sure that's from the sun. I can't say that it was the Dulcolax. I've never taken them before, so I do not know for sure, but I'm just going to say that it was because it's hot outside. But I just wanted to share with you some of the general instructions that I received from my doctor's office the day that I was told that I should do the colonoscopy. Now, they said there's a bit of conflicting information here, which made me a little concerned, but I tried not to overthink it. Now, when I spoke with the facility this morning, which is another issue I'll tell you about in a little bit. When I spoke with the nurse at the facility this morning, she told me that I should, once I wake up in the morning, finish the rest of the mix that I have. I told her that I was informed by my doctor with this paperwork that I received that I shouldn't drink after midnight, and she kept saying that I should. So I said, well, basically it says here at 1 p.m. take the Dulcolax tablets, at 6 p.m. drink the Gatorade Miralax mix every 10 to 15 minutes until it's gone, and you may continue to drink clear liquids until midnight. Nothing to eat or drink after midnight except for your morning medications with a very small sip of water. I don't have medications. I am not taking any kind of medication. And I will not even have a sip of water tomorrow morning because I do not want any kind of issue, even though I will not be sedated. So then she had to concede because she kept telling me basically that I was wrong. The other issue that I have with what I got, because I was told nothing by mouth, MPO, nothing by mouth, the day before, nothing solid, nothing opaque. But the list of things that I received, examples of clear liquids, I don't know if you can see that, but for me, a lot of these shouldn't even be on the list. I have carbonated beverages, so I guess I could have a Diet Coke, I don't know, because the next thing was coffee, no cream or dairy. That is a dark liquid to me. I don't care if you consider it clear liquid. For me, it's a dark liquid. Gatorade, which is fine, strained lemonade or limeade, fruit punches, strained if from fresh fruit. If you've ever looked at a truly delicious fruit punch with the best fruit in the fruit punch, it is not clear. It is not a clear liquid. It is not. Tea, no milk. Water, gelatin desserts such as Jello, without added fruit, no red or purple. Italian ice. Popsicles. Apple juice, okay. Clear fat-free broth, okay. Consommé. Honey. Jelly, no seeds or fruit pieces. Syrups. Plain sugar candy in small amounts. Plain sugar candy. Strained vegetable broth. You may also strain soups like chicken noodle, chicken rice, etc. and just drink the broth. No red or purple liquids, no alcohol. And then it said 5 days prior to your colonoscopy, try to refrain from eating items with seeds such as strawberries, tomatoes, cucumbers, etc. Clear liquids. What I do know is, based on all the videos that I've been watching and some of the comments that I've seen, there have been medical personnel, when patients arrived at the facilities that they were doing their colonoscopies, the ones who decided to go no sedation, they kept trying to force them to get sedated. as I said, I'm not feeling as anxious as I expected to be feeling right now. Probably it will hit me tomorrow morning when I'm there. And they said to set aside about 4 hours once I get there, even though the procedure takes about maximum half an hour, I guess even longer if you're sedated. So I guess we'll be waiting. I'm feeling my tummy start to do a little movement now. That's 58 minutes after I took those little pills, those little tablets. So I will come back after I have had my first or a few bowel movements. I'll let you know what time it started, and I will do the best that I can with recording this. So fingers crossed, prayers up to God. I know she will watch over me. And oh, yep, there's a bubble. So I was not expecting that. Oh, and I have myself some wipes here. Some Equate flushable wipes. I got this from Walmart. Coconut scented, hypoallergenic with coconut. And I have my Vaseline cocoa butter for my, I'm going to be putting it there before I go in. I'll be putting it there in a little while because I want to make sure that I don't become raw from the constant wiping I'm sure I'm going to be doing. And I'll be using this sparingly. This is only going to be used to clean myself up if I'm too messy. I know, TMI. Oh my gosh. But only sparingly. You don't want to clog your toilet with these wet wipes. You don't want to do that because then that's a whole other issue outside of poop. Alright, that's all I have for now. I will see you guys a little bit later. And best of luck to me. These are the Gatorade and the Miralax that I got. So this is the 238 grams Miralax. Hard. I'm sure it's going to be hard. And I did 3. As you can see, I used 3 of these. It's supposed to be 64 ounces. I couldn't get a 64 ounce, so I got 8 pack of 20 ounces each. Lemon lime, I used 3, and said about a 5th, but it might be more. I'm sure it won't hurt. I have my 8-ounce glass ready to use. I did the mix. I did the mix in a gallon bottle. I don't have a 64 ounce. Did that at 8 o'clock this morning. And then it's a minute before I have to start this. God help me. Okay, here goes. It's 6 p.m. in the eye. Oh, I spilled a little. Ew. Oh my God, it tastes like vomit. Ew. Okay. I set a timer for 15 minutes before I'm sorry, this doesn't taste good. I don't like Gatorade at all. And then it also has the bitter taste from the Miralax. My goodness. Whew. The things one has to go through to try to be healthy or to live a healthy life, not being sick, taking all the necessary precautions. I gotta take a sip of water. This is disgusting. My God. Okay, so you saw me drink that. I'm supposed to keep doing that every 15 minutes, so Oh, and I went to my first bathroom trip was 3 hours and 15 minutes exactly after I took the 4 Dulcolax tablets. So that was 4:15 p.m. And my belly was bubbling on and off. And I was just waiting. And after I finished, I just went outside at 3:30 and started walking just to do something because I didn't want to keep sitting and waiting. Plus I wanted to try to get some of my at least 10,000 steps in. Today I've only done so far 9,249. But once it hit me outside and when I was walking, I ran inside so fast. And it was not a pretty sight in there. So I'll let you guys know a little bit later. I'll probably start recording again tomorrow morning. I'm going to take a shower while I can. May end up having to take a second one tonight. A second shower in the night because I already bathed this morning. So I might end up taking 3 showers overall today. So I'll see you guys later. I feel so tired. I have about 2 or 3 more glasses left to drink. I hope no more than that. And it's 2 minutes after 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I think that gallon was half full. I'm not sure. Really don't care right now. I just need this to stop. Okay, that's all I got for right now. Good morning. It's dark in here. On the way to the facility this morning to get this colonoscopy taken care of. My vehicle had a low front tire. So I believe it's because of the temperature. It does this from time to time when the temperature gets a little bit colder than normal here in Florida. Then it does that. I could have taken the chance and just driven and see if the tire pressure increased, but I didn't want to take that chance and then end up with a flat tire, missing the procedure altogether. So I'm driving with my kid in my kid's car. I finished the liquid mix, Gatorade and Miralax, last night. 8 glasses, 8 ounces each, 64 ounces. It was exactly the right amount that I mixed with the 3 1/5 bottles of Gatorade. Quite impressed that I actually got it right. I'm not good with mathematics or division or anything like that in terms of mixing, setting out portions and stuff like that. But I finished it all. It was horrible. I started at 6, drank the last glass at 8:33. I should have drank the last glass at 8, but frequent trips to the toilet and, being on the toilet for a while each time. And then I had to bathe twice. I bathed twice last night, so I bathed 3 times yesterday. Predicted that's what was going to happen, and that's exactly what happened. And then I was in and out of the bathroom all night. I did that as well 4 times this morning. And ended up missing my 4 o'clock alarm. Ended up waking at 4:30. So running just a little bit late. But I'm sure we'll make it to the facility by 5:45 as requested. So I'll let you guys know what happens. I don't believe I'm allowed to bring my phone inside, so I'm gonna have to leave it with my child. And fingers crossed for me. Remember, I'm doing this no anesthesia. No anesthesia. It's gonna be difficult, they say. Well, we'll see. I'll let you know. Well, this is about 3 hours after my colonoscopy. After the procedure, I just went home and slept because I was so tired. I have the day off from work today because I didn't know if they're going to change the time. They told me that on the phone that the time for the actual colonoscopy could have changed. I was quite happy that it didn't because I got to the facility at 5:38 for 5:45, but they weren't open as yet. And I got there first, and then 4 or 5 other couples arrived after I did with my child. And then we're standing there watching everyone inside decorate for Christmas. Yep, they were decorating for Christmas. They told us all to be there at 5:45. I called the facility to see, and they saw us. I called the facility to check what's happening, and it said they're open at 6 a.m. So when I told everyone, they were like, so I could have been in bed for 15 minutes longer. So I was like, yeah, well. Anyways, one of the ladies at the front, I don't know if it's a receptionist or medical assistant or whatever it is, but came to open the door she unlocked the doors at 5:53, I believe it was 5:53. And then, we signed in and provided ID, insurance card, and so on. So I was the first person back that they took to the back to prepare for the colonoscopy. And when I got there, the nurse, she asked me questions, asked me to pee, did a pregnancy test. Of course, I'm not pregnant. And then she started going over anesthesia. So I said, I will not be doing any kind of sedation. She said, well, no one put that on the paperwork. I said, I spoke with the lady yesterday and went into detail with her about not doing sedation. So she said, we're going to have to talk to the doctors about this. I said, I don't care what they say, I'm not doing anesthesia. So she went and came back. And then I told her what the lady said to me about if she were getting a colonoscopy, she'd be getting anesthesia. So she said, well, if you're not going to get anesthesia, we're going to have to give you an IV. I was quite reluctant about that. She explained to me that I could have a heart attack if something happened when the camera went in, or my blood pressure could decrease, something like that. And for emergency services, I needed to have an IV, even though I wouldn't be getting any kind of sedative to put me to sleep or anything like that. Just needed it to have the saline to flush up my, to give me fluids, to give me saline if needed, because they said I was dehydrated, even though I drank a lot of water yesterday, but, because you poo out all of that as well, so it made sense. So I said, okay. The reason I'm so reluctant about taking an IV, especially if there's nothing that's going to be happening, is that I always get an infection. For some reason, whenever the phlebotomist or the nurse or whomever puts it in, I always get an infection. It gets swollen and black and blue, and then I have to get my doctor to look at it. Excuse me. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time around. The nurse, she cleaned the area twice with alcohol swabs, and it hurt. But I got the IV. The anesthesiologist, I guess the head anesthesiologist, came in because she wasn't in the room when I went in, and spoke to me and basically said the same thing the nurse said. So I had to undress. I got 2 blankets because it was cold, not important. So then the word kept spreading that I wasn't going to be doing any kind of sedation. I don't know why it's such a big deal. And everybody kept saying, well, I couldn't do it without sedation, and I haven't had one yet, but if I were going to do it, I'm going to do it with sedation. moved on, eventually went to the back, to the room where they do colonoscopies, and my doctor came in, and so he prepped me. He showed me that I could watch it on the screen. And he first did, he said he had to do a rectal exam with his finger, which he did, and then he said the camera's smaller than my finger, so I'm going to use a lot of KY jelly because you don't want the anesthesia. And if you need more, let me know. So you're just going to feel a little pressure when it's going in. I'll guide you every step of the way. I'll tell you when I'm moving. You know, and I prayed and I asked if everyone was okay and if everyone slept last night. Everyone was nice who was in the room. It wasn't a negative experience for me at all in comparison to when I called and spoke to the person yesterday who, you know, did the registration interview and so forth. So all I felt, I believe because he used the KY jelly for entry. Now this is the first time I've ever had anything going up my rectum outside of the doctor's finger for a rectal exam, or into my anus, my colon, whatever. I've never had anything there. That's an out hole, not an in hole. So he guided it every step of the way. He told me everything that would be happening, and to be honest, I didn't feel any pain. As I told you, some of the videos that I watched, of the ones who did no sedation, they said they didn't feel any pain. The only thing I didn't even feel pain on entry. That's possibly because of the KY jelly. The only thing I felt was pressure, because, you know, it had to go up and then do the curve and then cross and then do the other curve and then go down, and then he had to turn the camera so he could show from the other side once he reached the end. And throughout it all, I had one of the chief CRNAs, chief nurse anesthetists. She held my hand, and my doctor, he was joking the entire time. So they even asked me what kind of music I wanted, and they asked me if I wanted rocks, and I'm like, no. So, because I'm not a fan of rock, not a fan. And they played some Christmas music. I wasn't even paying attention to the music because he kept joking, and the nurse kept, you know, saying, make sure you breathe, and I do meditation at home. So having done that really helped me, because I am normally overly anxious, really anxious, and because I've been doing meditation every day for about 2 or 3 months now, it has helped my anxiety a lot. So when I expected to be really anxious this morning, I was not anxious at all. I was anxious when I was going to get that needle in my hand for the IV. But outside of that, I wasn't anxious at all. I wasn't anxious at any point through the colonoscopy. I only did my breathing exercises, you know, to not push anything out. And he was very happy with my prep. He said I did a really good job with the prep. I cleaned out well. I drank every last drop of that nasty Gatorade Miralax mix, and they commended me for doing it without sedation. And they said that if a man comes in, they're gonna tell them, you know, we had a small lady come in just today or the other day, and she didn't cry at all, and here you are crying. And so yeah, but it wasn't a negative experience. I'm happy that I did it. I got my results immediately after. He told me as he was going through, no polyps, thank God. As far as I'm aware, I don't have any perforations. And, you know, I asked him to go slowly and to be very careful, and he was. It took about 15 minutes tops. 15 minutes tops, if that long. But it was really quick. I was out of the facility by 7:50 something, and the longest part was getting undressed and dealing with paperwork, and after the colonoscopy, discharge paperwork, getting a copy of my results, getting pictures of my colon and the information, no polyps, no. Oh well, of course I have two hemorrhoids. And I got those from when I had my child. So, but everything turned out really, really well. I am very happy that I did it. I don't have to do it for another 10 years. If I have any issues in between that point, of course, I will see my doctor. But I'm very happy that I did it. And as I said, that Chadwick Boseman is the only one that I'm aware of in recent times that comes to mind immediately. And yes, I know he's a man, but he was a black man. And it's recommended that black people or African Americans, anyone of Afro descent, start getting colonoscopies get a colonoscopy screening, or if there's some kind of issue, a diagnostic screening, a regular screening or a diagnostic colonoscopy, to ensure that there is no issue. And I'm very, very, very happy that I did it. That's one less thing to worry about, because I am a warrior, even though this morning I was not worried. And I'm proud of myself for doing it. And I hope if there's anyone who watches this video, if anyone watched this video, I really would recommend you do it without the anesthesia, without any kind of sedation. It's much better for you health-wise, because you don't know what can happen with propofol or whatever else they use. It's dangerous. As I said, propofol is the drug that contributed to Michael Jackson's demise. And I know there are a lot of people who are afraid of being awake for something such as a colonoscopy, but you really don't need to be sedated. Many parts of the world you aren't sedated. So that's all I can say. That's what I recommend. I recommend no sedation. I recommend a colonoscopy, sedative or not, because this is something that can easily save your life. But I am happy, and if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments box below. I will do my best to answer. I'll do my best to answer any questions you may have or any comments. And please be kind, and try not to scare anyone in the comments who is, or add to someone's fear who's going in for a colonoscopy. 47 years old, got it done, dealt with it, and I am happy. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, my name is Roxanne. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and please, please, please stay safe. Bye, everyone.